Garbage is typically seen as a very negative issue, but in Elk River, we've found several ways of making it into a positive one. First, we're going to go to RRT, Resource Recovery Technologies, where our garbage is converted into refuse-derived fuel. The materials that are not able to be created into refuse-derived fuel are taken to the landfill.
Refuse-derived fuel is a combination of taking municipal solid waste, taking all the recyclables out of it, and separating the burnables out of it, and that is what we call refuse-derived fuel. Pretty straightforward process. And what we do is we take the organic materials, which goes back to a landfill. We're receiving about 1,500 to 2,000 tons a day. About 400,000 tons a year is what we receive. We process about 387,000 tons, produce around 360,000 tons of refuse-derived fuel from that.
Wow.
And we recover 1,600 tons of aluminum and about 15,000 tons of ferrous metals is what's recycled. So the waste stream is down right now, about 4%. And this time of year it's usually down, but it's down a little bit further due to the economy. So that has made an impact, and it's something we never thought would happen. But
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, a lot less waste. So 3 or 4% you wouldn't think is much, but when you figure between the two facilities 800,000 tons a year, and you take a 3% hit out of that, that's quite a bit of material. So, but there's still a lot of material out there in the counties and stuff that we're still not getting. So, the actual process is your normal route haulers or your trash haulers will bring the material in, dump it into our receiving floor. The traffic director at that time will actually just do a visual check on the materials to see if there's non-recyclables or non-processable materials in that area. From there, a loader operator will stack it and then also feed the in-feed pits. Then a grapple crane operator will actually pick through it, tear it open, look and make sure, tires, non-recyclables, white goods, that type of stuff they'll take out of the process. Mattresses, carpet, stuff like that. From there, it actually goes into a hammer mill, and what we try to do is get it down to about an 8-inch minus in size. So everything is ground up. It's basically the old-fashioned rock crushers, and it crushes it down, makes it into a smaller size. From there, we take the ferrous metal out. We have a tandem mag that's set up that pulls all ferrous metals out of it. And the ferrous metals actually, from there, go into a trailer and we send it down to a recycler down in the Newport area. From there, it falls into a sizing screen. The materials, 6-inch or minus, falls through the screen. Heavies, organics, that type of stuff falls through it. Any overs goes across an air classifier. The whole principle behind this operation is if you can carry it with air, it's burnable. So we control how much air we put into it based on the density, the organic materials, and so forth. We can get it up to a 95% recovery or as low as a 50% recovery. And from there, it just repeats that process 2 other times. And it'll go through the sizing screen, go across another air classifier, go into the eddy current, is where we pull the non-ferrous out. The aluminum, brass, bronze, copper, and that type of stuff is pulled out at that point. And from there, it goes across a cleanup knife, and that's the last stage of separation. And from there, it's either organic residue material or it's RDF. And that's a real simple way of doing it. The product that we have is actually in a bulk form. It's compacted into 45-foot trailers and delivered to either GRE or the Excel plants, Red Wing and Wilmarth. So between this facility and the Newport facility, we process approximately 800,000 tons a year, and we keep 3 burn plants going. GRE being the largest, they're 3,500 megawatts. We have the Red Wing and Wilmarth plants are both about 22.5 on the megawatts. And we provide electricity for what, 35 to 40,000 homes. And the Excel plants, I think it's about 45,000 between those two. So if you look at the carbon dioxides from a coal plant, it's 2,200, and waste energy is 873. Sulfur,
Pounds per megawatt hours.
yep. And what we have in the difference is 0.8 per megawatt. And it gives you some more statistics as far as the percentages. What goes back to a landfill, the ferrous recovery, the aluminum, and all that. If you recycle 100 pounds, that's 100 pounds more of material we can bring in to run it through our process. So if you recycled all the paper, all the cardboards, plastics, everything, give us what you can't recycle. That's really what we're here for. So we try to encourage that. If you could recycle, 1,000 tons a day and we receive 1,500, that's only 500 tons now that you have to put in the landfill.